RTJ: Return of the Jedi.
Wow, there is no joke there.
Return
That's
of
just
the
what it
Jedi.
is.
Yeah.
RTJ: Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Welcome to Prison Moon.
Welcome.
That's a podcast.
That's a podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
This week we're talking about Star Wars. Finally.
No.
Finally!
You keep telling me that we gotta wait till next month, okay?
For a
There
special
is
episode.
There
but if
is
we're
an
making a full
actual
conversion-
Star Wars reference in this one, though.
yeah, just one.
Yeah, this one.
I wrote it down.
I didn't catch it, so that's unfortunate.
How did you not catch it? It's like really obvious.
I might have just missed the
It's-
lyric.
Oh,
That's unprofessional, I feel.
we'll get there when we get there.
You're the lyric
Nathan,
person.
Nathan, what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about? We are talking about the first album from our new discography. The hip-hop duo of the 2010s, Run the Jewels. With their first album, Run the Jewels.
Featuring the title track, "Run the Jewel."
Yeah.
What are their other albums called?
You know, we don't have to talk about it.
They've got the blue album, the pink album.
Is that how they're talked about, or are they?
No, it's
I
Run
see
the
it just
Jewels
with
1,
their
2,
numbers.
3,
Okay.
and 4.
Cool.
But yeah.
I was just trying to roast Weezer real quick.
It's a real Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath from Black Sabbath situation here. How are we, Wyatt? Tell me, how do you feel about this first Run the Jewels album?
I'm gonna leave you in suspense just for a moment.
Wyatt, fuck you.
I love this album.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is some of the most thematically dense lyricism I've seen on a hip hop album in some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's packed full of cool woke shit. The communist album.
Oh, just wait.
Yeah.
This is I'll spoil it right now. This is kind of light on that relative to some of their later stuff.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love this. This is Pog. This is fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. There are some issues I have with it. But it is overwhelmingly some good shit.
Hell yeah. You heard it here first. Run the Jewels. Some good shit. Peter?
I concur.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Pretty good music.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, like White was saying, thematically, it's got a lot of important issues brought up, but sonically too, it's just like a whole lot of fun.
Because of the Star Wars reference.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Yeah, yeah,
thematics you're
'cause-
talking about, right? That's why it's a
Yeah,
communist
yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so dense that Nathan missed it.
Hey.
No, but like sonically, like the production's amazing on this thing. And I mean, this is like early 2010s, but like I can totally hear like this kind of influence on some like late 2010 stuff,
Yeah.
especially in like hardcore hip hop and like West Coast stuff.
Hell yeah. I do love this. I will be honest though and say that of the 3 of their records I've heard, this is my least favorite. So
Well, that's exciting.
That is
I was
exciting.
I was kind of hoping that was the case, that they get even better.
they do.
And I had to like hold myself back from listening to the next one.
Yeah, they do. Run the Jewels 2 is commonly seen as their best. I'll spoil it now. I think Run the Jewels 4 is my favorite. So,
Your favorite or the best?
you know. But yeah, I really dig this. This is like for such like a new duo as well, there's such a great chemistry here, and everything just works for the most part. Um, yeah, it's just good shit. Just awesome production, really great like lyricism and flow and all of that. They bounce off each other really well. It's great. Speaking of the production, the beats, Wyatt, tell me about the beats and the production.
Yeah. Um, this is not a Beats album for me. Like there's some really good stuff on here, but it's not like a it's not the focus. At least for me, this is much more of a lyrics album in my opinion, or at least that's the aspect that I appreciate more. But there is still some like really good stuff. That a lot of the like musicality, I suppose, on hand with the beats and the production was very scenic. I felt, particularly tracks like Sea Legs, where you kind of have the sound of the ocean, you know, washing against the shore near the beginning, or yeah, that's my primary example, I guess. Yeah, just like fun stuff where like this almost feels like a concept album. I almost feel like I am following two like muggers on their run from the police. Is the vibe I get
Ooh, boy,
acoustically.
just you might be onto something because like
You
I won't say it, but keep that in
If you crack
mind.
the code.
Keep that in mind.
Okay. Yeah. Um, but yeah, and I think the production in particular with like the use of samples really like runs home with that. Like the end of DDFH, I believe, ends with a sound that is very vaguely of a gunshot, if I remember correctly. And like it's heavily like modulated in some way, but that kind of rolls right into Sea Legs, where there's this implication of like this person has been gunned down and they fell into a body of water and now they've washed ashore the like next day and are reflecting on the events that have transpired. So it's all very cohesive. The production and the lyrics, I think, pair together very well. But that I think the lyrics are the much more interesting aspect overall.
Hell yeah. I think you will continue to enjoy Run the Jewels then.
Cool, cool.
Peter, how about you? The beats.
The beats. Beats was kind of what I gravitated to
Same here.
my first listen through. It's very um, it's like mildly experimental hip hop. Um, it's not as in your face as like some like Death Grips production, but like something like the bleep bloops in in 36-inch chain kind of reminded me of like Money Store or something.
Yeah.
But I also
see
hear
that.
some like more um almost like Brockhampton style production sometimes. Um like yeah, a little cleaner, but they're not afraid to like switch up the beat, which I really appreciate because we've talked about it. We've talked about a few hip hop records here, and when I do have complaints about the production, it's usually that it's just repetitious, that it's like a cool beat, but it doesn't switch up. And they do be switching it.
Damn, you complain
Um,
about the beats being repetitious, but also you listen to Godspeed and Swans.
Oh,
yeah, but post rock is not about the beats, you
You
know.
listen to Boris.
Boris is not about the beats. I think beats are an integral part of hip hop. Okay, I'm sorry.
I agree with
Damn,
that.
that's a hot take.
Is it? Is that a hot take?
Yeah, it's
Um,
controversial, but I back you, Peter.
Thank
I'm
you.
with it. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was really fucking with the production and um, what's another good moment? A Christmas fucking Miracle.
Yeah.
That is a really cool use of sleigh
Sleigh bells.
bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what that like keyboard is. It sounds like one of those like cheap keyboards you get at the thrift store.
It's the one that the kid in the back of like the Charlie Brown Christmas special is playing.
Yeah, but just like the whole vibe of that track, like
Hmm.
before I knew it was about Christmas, I like instantly heard the Christmas sound and I was like, okay, fuck yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's December again.
Hmm.
I'm ready.
It's no Glockenspiel, but I fuck with it. Yeah.
I mean, it has some Glockenspiel vibes.
It's Glock-esque. Yeah.
Yep. It's almost like Glockenspielian.
Exactly.
We've invented like a whole new dialect for this podcast. I hate it.
Nathan, what do you think about the production?
Yeah, they're like half the reason I think this album hits as well as it does for me. Like, I just think LP is one of the best hardcore hip hop producers out there right now. Listening to something like the title track with its like really dirty sub bass, the slightly off kilter guitar echoes, and like that rattling tambourine beat on the verses,
Hmm.
and like the old school organs on the chorus, and there's like this wicked synth solo at the end. It's just like for the opener as well, just like immediately hooked. Um but yeah, like you were saying, 36-inch chain has a super spacious and like noisy beat with these really cool video game sounding synths and this really squishy bass. Sea Legs has this really epic guitar line that shows up throughout and leads into just the that track just leads into this really dirty track of Job Well Done, which more than just the beat sounds dirty there, but that vocal sounding
It's a
synth
dirty
loop,
job.
it really is. That vocal sounding synth loop, the beep beep boop boop beep beep boop boop beep beep boop, and that like descending buzzsaw bass. What else? The really like blown out synths on Get It, that mix with that rager of a chorus make it an easy highlight here. God, that Get It chorus is so good. Um, and then yeah, just the way A Christmas Fucking Miracle makes use of sleigh bells in the regular beat is awesome, and just amazing synth and guitar work. The the production is just like awesome shit. Let's talk about the two MCs first. Tell me about Wyatt. Tell me about Killer Mike, both his
Yeah.
like flow and shit, and his lyricism.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Killer Mike, clearly a fellow geek, so respect. I actually wrote down all of the geeky, like pop culture references that specifically Killer Mike makes. I don't think LP really does at any point, or at least if he did, I missed it. But
I don't think
there's
so
only
on this
three.
record.
There's only three, but it's references Marvel Comics twice and Star Wars once, so like that points for that. Um, Meaningful references too. It's I would actually some of them are just goofy. Like so the Star Wars line is it's time for some Skywalker talkers meet the true Darth Vader,
Right,
which
I do
kind of
remember that. I'm dumb.
yeah, which just implies that like Killer Mike is both a villain but also your daddy, and like that's all well and good. That's very hip hop sentiment.
Also spoiled an entire trilogy in one line.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
damn.
Um, yeah, my girlfriend shouldn't listen to this
Oh,
podcast yet.
oh,
No, it's okay. She
oh.
knows about that. She knows. We finished the preview.
Yeah.
She knows. Um. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, do either of you know who Mega Ran is?
I don't think so.
Mega Ran is like does like video game hip hop music for the most part.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, like some of it's pretty good.
Oh,
I'll send
wait. Maybe I do. One sec.
yeah, I'll send a track that's like
Oh, I do know
that's good.
this guy.
Yeah. I got shades of Mega Ran listening to some of Killer Mike's
I feel like maybe Mega
lyrics.
Ran gives shades of Killer Mike.
Whichever. Yeah. My references are not going to be like chronologically sound, you know. They're going to be like the thing I was familiar with more, and that'll also probably occur when I talk about LP as well. But yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy Killer Mike's delivery. I would say that I tend to prefer his verses over LPs, at least on this album so far. I think there's I don't know if it is the flow necessarily or if it's the lyrics. Like maybe there's just
I
I,
think it's both.
I think so. Yeah,
My
Yeah.
maybe it's a mix of both.
Yeah, I would say that there's a lot of like you can tell a little bit listening to this record that Killer Mike is the more like experienced MC because LP is
Yeah.
primarily a producer. I think that
Wasn't Killer Mike on a Outcast album?
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
like back in the day.
yeah, like he's been in the game a long time, and LP has as well, but mostly as producer, and I think that starts to remedy itself over time, even like
Okay.
on the next record, I'd say.
Well, good to hear. And I don't think LP is bad by
Oh,
any
no way.
means. I just Killer Mike is just awesome.
Yeah.
Killer,
Yeah.
you might
Yeah,
say.
he's killer. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if
Lyrics too?
the lyrics too. Yeah. I have more to say just about the lyrics generally, particularly because
Okay.
I didn't write down who said what
Yeah.
precisely, but maybe either of you will be able to cite for me.
We can put that
Uh,
stuff in like the chemistry section as well. I forgot
Yeah.
to put a
Yeah.
blanket lyrics
Actually,
section, but
I actually wrote down some of my favorite verses. I
Yeah.
have 4 pulled out. One of them is definitely Killer Mike because he name drops himself in it. But we got I spit them country rap tunes like hee haw, cocaine flow, fish scale no re rock. Take a snort for yourself, shoddy C. He raw, sniff. It says in parentheses. See he raw. um,
So
there's
so
yeah,
th that line's really cool because it comes right
yeah,
after I pray the preacher beat him to the goddamn ER.
yeah, and
And
then
then
the
and then
ER,
they
yeah,
repeat ER until it sounds like a donkey.
yeah,
yeah.
And then it turns into hee haw.
yeah. I think that's a Killer Mike verse.
That yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
sure.
Right above the clouds, there's a shroud there to smother us. Make a sane man walk around with a blunderbuss. Peel another round, make a sound that is thunderous. I think that is LP on that one.
That
Those
sounds
are
like an
some
LP verse.
those are some
Yeah.
good rhymes though.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
and
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I'll spoil my stuff for the chemistry in general. I think like I really I prefer at least on here Mike's delivery, but like I think the actual like rhyming LP still like
yeah.
ekes out a little bit.
I gotcha. Really fell out the lane with this shit. Man, print this shit. I'm a misfit. Got a style from the guts of the most irrational beast in the district. Born
Yeah,
to the
that's
next
LP.
gen system. Slow water drip to the temple, like to live in a prison. When the walls don't appear to your vision, one floor down from that mall's that prison. Where y'all stalls will get all y'all missing. It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I like that. It's hard to say even.
Yeah.
Tripped up
Yeah.
on it. And last one I pulled out was my name is Michael Render, and we are the new Avengers. We're here to tell you all your false idols are just pretenders. They're corporation slaves, indentured to all the lenders. So even if you got 7 figures, you still a N-word. And that one, yeah, those two I think I pulled out just because I enjoyed the thematic elements of them. This one
Yeah.
calling out just like that, corporation slaves indentured to all the lenders, like that all of there's this heavy presence of like sincere irony or ironic sincerity on the album, I suppose,
Yeah.
where you have this aspect of like referencing the Avengers, but then talking about your false idols who are corporate slaves, you know. And this is 2013, right? That this came out.
Mhm.
So like the Marvel Cinematic Universe was not quite the beast that it is today, but it, still superhero stuff is like this heavily lucrative marketed thing at the time. That when you talk about like a track like A Christmas Fucking Miracle, that is all about like the corporatization of like the environment and culture and um, like all of the things that are personal to you, but still saying that like what is personal to you can't be taken away. I think there's this interesting thing of like clearly Killer Mike loves like comic book shit and Star Wars shit, and he's like just name dropping it here and there, but is aware of the fact that like these are things that are weaponized through nostalgia in order to make money off of people. And I think that's like really compelling of this back and forth between trying to keep the things that you hold dear, but being aware of like their origin and how they're used in like a negative way for society, I suppose.
Mm.
Yeah, that's just a really fascinating thing, and something I personally deal with as like another nerd who tries to stay like class conscious and whatnot.
Don't we all?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
If
think there's
only
a
we
line
all.
somewhere where he compares them to um Che Guevara and Fidel Castro.
yes, yeah.
I forget which song it was on.
I think that is that Banana Clipper or 36 Chain. It's like in the first half, I think.
Oh yeah, it's 36-inch chain,
Yeah, 36-inch Chain.
which has some of the best lyrics I think.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
But we'll get to that, I suppose.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Peter, what do you think? Oh, never
oh.
mind.
Oh, hold on. I have the conch. Okay.
Okay, okay.
We haven't talked about it in a while, but it's still here. Don't worry about it. Uh, I would like to throw out the lyrics, I guess, and some of the thematic stuff of my favorite track, which is Sea Legs. Maybe,
More
maybe,
like P legs got him.
maybe. It's a close tie with another track, but I really think the metaphor on this track is incredibly potent. Um, the way that the track is about like this feeling of like unease and or discomfort or like dissociation that you feel being in a place that's unwelcoming, and using the metaphor of sea legs, which is the loss of balance and discomfort or even like nausea when you are like on a boat, um, as opposed to like having been on land all of your life. Um, and twisting that into a metaphor referring to like being in a city or a state or a country where you're shunned or despised for who you are, or like in a nation that has goals and motives foreign to your own. And that track also like takes a shot at like popular hip hop music and artists like Jay-Z and Kanye. uh for like just like producing music that reinforces the status quo and that like doesn't challenge or deconstruct like the fucked up systems that we live under, or express like discontent really of any kind. It's just about like luxury and like really just like a ringing endorsement of capitalism like at this point. So
I do
I
want to say one about that specifically. Um, Kanye used to be so based, okay? Just
Kanye used to
because
be
in
based.
2013 he was not. I know
Yeah,
Peter
no.
doesn't like old Kanye as much, but
No, I get it. I get it. But like you don't get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be that successful and not become part of the system. That's not how it works. But yeah, I think there's a clear implication on that track that like hip hop is a genre of music that is meant to challenge the status quo. And that's absolutely what I admire about hip hop. And I think this album as a whole really does that, and I think I am on the side of Run the Jewels when they are of the opinion that a lot of like big mainstream popular hip hop does not do that so well. Even if I do like it here and there.
Hell yeah. All
I
right,
think
Peter. Now
that
it's your turn.
I think
Yeah.
I think that most genres, at least when they start out, are about challenging the status quo.
Hmm.
I mean,
And then like
we talked about
unfortunately a
early
lot
metal,
of them,
right? Like,
yeah.
Well, this
But
does it
yeah, I
tie
mean
into the
it's the
themes of
same it's the same
Christmas
thing
from?
for like jazz or punk or
Hmm.
fucking anything.
Hmm.
And then at a certain point it just gets like corporatized.
Yeah, which is what the entire final track is about. Yeah.
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 Okay, I don't think I have nearly as much to say as Wyatt did.
I don't
Yeah.
either.
It's gonna be a talker for
um
me. This one.
okay, that's good because I had a long and boring shift today and I'm like real sleepy.
Would you believe I've only
Um
listened to this album twice?
really?
Yeah.
How many times did you read the lyrics though?
Both times.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because
While I was listening. Yeah.
right, I was like listening to it while I was working, so I maybe
Hmm.
didn't pay as
Hmm.
much attention to the lyrics, but I was really into the beats and like a few lyrics jumped out at me. Um, let's see. You talked about a few of them that I was gonna highlight. We talked about the Guevara Castro one.
Hmm.
DDFH. Um, is this very interesting like um political satire almost.
Yeah.
Um, where the chorus is just do dope, fuck hope. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, they're going off about like corruption, specifically police corruption. Cops in the ghetto, they move like the Gestapo. Drunk off their power and greed, they often hostile. Um, which I mean, yeah, it's like this has always been an issue in the States and elsewhere, but it's really bad in the States. Um, that like yeah, the police have so much power that it's um basically a police state and it's like it's getting really bad and they're targeting specific groups just like Gestapo did. Um let's jumping through here. Oh, I like this on a bit of a lighter note. On a Job Well Done, he has these cool Mike Tyson references.
Yeah.
I like that. Um Especially because it's Killer Mike singing it, and he's like, yeah, it's Mike, but it's like, talking about a different Mike. They didn't let that fucking Mike out. It's like Tyson in the '80s. N-word, snap, and punch your lights out, which I think is a reference to that '80s video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punch
Punch Out.
Out. Yeah.
Wow, I missed that. Fuck. I should have wrote that down in my geek references.
And then he says it's like Tyson in the '90s. If I'm losing, take a bite out.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. That's like some of my favorite bars on the whole album.
I
I
heard
also.
that. I heard that, and I was like, wait a second. Oh yeah, Mike Tyson did do that.
Mhm. I love the line right
Forgot
after
about that.
too. I'm so motherfucking grimy, so motherfucking greedy, gritty.
Yeah, Mama said she couldn't
It's like,
breastfeed because I was biting at the titty.
yeah, yeah.
God, and his fucking delivery on those.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, they're not afraid to like tackle serious subjects, but then also just have these like goofy ass
Yeah.
lyrics. Um, which you kind of have to have, I think, because it kind of it's like comedic relief almost. Like it makes the serious shit more palatable, and
Mhm.
you can like have fun listening to this record, or you can like sit down and think about it. And like it works both ways. Um, I've got this one line highlighted. I don't even know what it means. I just thought it was hilarious. We got 808s to make cats piss right on the rug where the cats. What? Why are the 808s making cats piss?
Why not? There's probably some play on words there that none of us are
The-
getting.
the- there's wait, is that like a boots and cats thing? Maybe.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I just love when they talk about 808s because it's like a really cool sounding synthesizer.
Could also be a Kanye reference, like another dig in that direction, potentially, I guess.
Probably not.
I
808s are
suppose.
like a
Yeah, they're like
very
really
Yeah,
common.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Christmas fucking Miracle,
Yeah.
which I talked a bit about production wise. It's got some sick lyrics too. Um and like it's not really like a typical Christmas song. Um and we got send them to the flames where the orcs live. Them and their lost minds thinking they're smarter than us. Don't understand love's importance. And we can weaponize that, bring him back to the truth where the ashes and dust got formed in. Which is like,
some Lord of the Rings shit.
yeah, that's just like epic poetry right there. Um, fucking ashes to ashes shit.
I didn't make a note of it, but apparently I think that Orcs line is actually a Blade Runner reference somehow.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's on the Christmas track.
Yes.
Hold on, let me pull up Genius again.
Oh
And see
yeah,
what they had to say.
that's what I'm seeing in the notes here too.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Interesting, because I've seen Blade Runner a million times. I did not
Mhm.
catch that at all.
I have not
Well,
seen Blade
which
Runner
cut
at
have
all.
you seen a million times? Maybe it's not in all of them.
Oh, I saw the director's cut,
Mm.
which is the best cut.
Maybe
But
he's
maybe
so
it's
big of a nerd that he watched the one that wasn't the director's cut and referenced that
Oh
specifically.
God!
yeah,
Why'd
but
you do that?
in the theatric version, it's got like Harrison Ford like half-assing a voiceover for the whole thing.
I know. Maybe that's one of the references.
It might be actually. Um, but yeah, they've got this whole thing on the second verse of Christmas fucking Miracle about America with the triple K,
Yeah.
bringing it back to the race issues in the States. Um, which Killer Mike is like really like passionate about. Like outside of music, he's like very politically outspoken. Um, I think he famously supported Bernie Sanders even after Clinton got the nomination.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say there's been some stuff. Like, Killer Mike is a bit odd in that regard outside of his music. There's this meme going around that's been like Killer Mike in his music, and it's a picture of Malcolm X, and then like Killer Mike in real life, and it's a picture of Obama. but but like
hmm.
he's like
I mean, yeah, fucking Bernie Sanders is not like far left by any stretch, but
it's more like he did a PR thing for the NRA kind of thing.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
But I
Anyways.
mean, yeah, if you're in the States and you're politically active, it's hard to go any further left than Bernie Sanders, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um, that's kind of your only choice. Yeah, I think I had a few other ones that I think Wyatt already covered pretty in depth. Those are some of my favorite lyrics. And I think I agree. I think yeah, Killer Mike's maybe the better lyricist. LP has some good like wordplay, and just like rhyme schemes and stuff. Um, I think I have a slight preference for Killer Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree on this project at least. He had already proven himself, Killer Mike, to be one of the more exciting rappers of the decade on his last album before this, RAP Music, which was produced by LP actually. So that was their first real collaboration. But here, he's just like downright disgusting without losing like that that political edge again that makes him such an invigorating MC. I mean, we've talked about Job Well Done, just like some of the dirtiest he's ever gotten, and just like when he says I'm so motherfucking grimy, I believe him. Um and just like, yeah, getting on some like Malcolm X shit, no masters no kings shit on like Sea Legs, and like a cab shit on DDFH. I'm usually not a big fan of when Run the Jewels get sexual, but I think it works well with Mike on No Come Down.
Yeah, that was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I assumed it was satire.
No Come Down, I think works. The other one I don't think works. But
Wait, is No Come Down the one he's talking about, like spiking Mountain Dew?
no,
Oh,
that track does not
which
work.
one's
That
that?
is a hype something. One sec.
Twin
Oh,
hype
Twin
back
hype
Twin
back.
Hype
featuring
Back.
Prince
Yeah,
Paul.
that one was weird.
Prince.
was a Prince
That was the
Paul.
I don't know
Prince
about
Paul.
that one.
That was the Prince Paul feature, and talk about
Okay.
that fucking feature.
I was
Jesus
gonna say
Christ.
that was a little out of character. Now it makes sense. Yes, that was the feature.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it works on No Come Down, the one where he's like where he's super getting high on shrooms and whatever. But yeah, I like that how that one works with how druggy the track feels, and yeah, when he gets vulnerable on Christmas fucking Miracle, you can like genuinely feel it. And I'll tell you now, having a vulnerable final track is not going to be an abnormal thing with Run the Jewels. But yeah, how about LP? You've already like mostly talked about him.
Oh,
through,
I
like,
thought
osmosis.
we were doing lyrics in general,
Oh,
and like
I was doing
vocals
lyrics
in
in
general.
general, but I can, but like
Oops.
kind of talking about the MC separately, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah. Um. Yeah, LP. He's good. Like there's like no shade against LP. Like he's just, I prefer Killer Mike's delivery up till this point. Here's gonna be my comparison that like like Mega ran with Killer Mike.
oh
At
no.
times, I got a Action Bronson vibe out of LP.
I have not
Um,
heard Action Bronson,
okay.
so
Peter, familiar at all?
Musically, no. I actually saw an Action Bronson like meme earlier today. Weirdly enough.
Okay. Specifically, I think his Banana Clipper and 36-inch chain.
He's the guy with the big bushy beard, right?
Big bushy beard, loves to cook. Seems like a
Yes.
sweet dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like a French food meme, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, just like his kind of more laid back delivery that's very like kind of what is the word for it? Kind of I don't know, just a little more relaxed, I guess, and not like there's still energy there, but there's not quite the fire, I guess, maybe.
he's got his cool.
Yeah, it's cool. That's what it is. It's a coolness to it. Which is I like Action Bronson. Like this is a favorable comparison. Hopefully. I don't know if anyone would be upset by that, but
Watch as the two hate each other.
yeah. But beyond that, I think LP like is a good counter to Killer Mike. I think these two work together well alongside each other, they have a very distinct style from each other, but it is not incohesive. Is that a word? I don't know. It works. They work. I like the two of them.
Yeah.
I have a slight edge to Killer Mike at this point, but I think these two are a great pair.
Yeah. Wyatt, you got any? Not Wyatt. Wow.
Mm.
Wyatt, do you have more
Mm.
thoughts on?
Yeah,
LP?
Wyatt. What do you got to
Hold
say
on.
about that? Huh?
Let me turn my notes file over so I can see the back.
Peter, what do you think about
Just
that?
check the back of my computer screen here real quick. Yeah, I don't know if I have too much to add, actually. I think I kind of, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Wyatt. I do think the balance works really well. Um,
In that case, let's just do like the chemistry stuff now as well. Might as well.
Okay,
Like,
perfect. Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Chemist. Do you want Wyatt to go first? Or you want me to?
I think I said what I had to
talk
say.
I
about
feel
it
like yeah,
in
Wyatt
person.
already said
Yeah.
what.
Yeah. Chemistry wise, I think having them bounce off each other kind of parallels um the lyrical content. Where I mean, Killer Mike's got some goofy lyrics too sometimes. But I think their deliveries, Killer Mike is more intense, more in your face, and that's kind of more the like hard subject matter, the political stuff, the um yeah, like, just like the serious shit. And then LP is kind of more laid back. You said he had like a cool factor. Um and that's kind of more like the pop culture references and like the goofy stuff and the Mike Tyson lyrics. Um so I think having that
Wait, but the Mike
dynamic.
Tyson lyrics was was Mike.
I know. I'm saying that the even though like it's not like Killer Mike's always got the serious shit, LP's always got the goofy shit. Even though it's not that, their dynamic mirrors
Oh yeah, I see.
the lyrical balance. Um yeah, like it's not like one's always this, one's always that. But I think having them bounce off each other in the same way that having goofy shit and serious shit back and forth, um it kind of acts as like a yin and a yang to the duo, which I think you kind of have to have in a duo. Like if you're both just doing the same thing, it's not nearly as dynamic.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna talk. I will talk about LP and then the chemistry because I structured mine a little more
Because you
than.
took notes.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not just pulling it out of your ass like some of
Oh, I
us.
am pulling it out of my ass. I just pull it out of my ass in advance and then bring it here.
Oh, you already pulled it out of your ass and like smeared it on a page.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. I think just it's kind of wild that for as amazing an MC as Mike is, LP does more than just like hold his own. I mean, he makes his voice stand out with his more unique, like his flow is completely unique from Mike's, very different style of lyricism, and I think he's got a bit more of an emphasis on his tone and the pitch in his rapping style than Mike. As well as for the most part, he's the one who delivers all the hooks. Um, he definitely never gets as grimy in his delivery as Mike on that one track, but he does get kind of close, especially on Sea Legs and on Twin Hype Back. He also just knows how to ride his own beats. He spits perfectly over every single kind of instrumental he lays down, and even when he slows it down, because usually he's going pretty fast. When he does slow it down on the last track, he still rhymes like there's no tomorrow, and is always just like saying some pretty based anti-capitalist shit. Um, yeah, and then the chemistry between the two, even though it's the duo's first thing together as like both being MCs, there's a really obvious kinship to and like such an obvious dynamic between the two. They bounce off each other really effortlessly, and they know exactly when to boost the other person's signal, when to get out of the way, and when to take over. Almost every track feels split evenly in terms of who's adding the most, and you can tell this wouldn't work if either of them were replaced with anyone else. Like these two have to be together.
What about when they're replaced by Prince Paul?
Yeah, what if we just replace Killer Mike with Prince Paul on every single track?
What if we replace both of them with Prince Paul?
Oh boy. All right, let's talk about the features. Fuck Prince Paul, Wyatt.
Fuck Principal, yeah.
It's most
what a
this
weird-
features section is just going to be a Prince Paul hate section, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
what a-
there's also Big Boy on on
I like
Banana
that feature.
Clipper.
There are two other
Yeah.
features.
Yeah.
I like those, but
Well, there's also does the 2 count like the chorus on the 1 track?
yes,
Which one is that?
that shit. Job well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Why is Prince Paul like this? Why is he here? Why is? Kid, let's pull up the lyrics. Let's just go through it. You know. What's the track? The
Twin
Twin
height
Height
back, yes.
All right. Intro. Prince Paul. Now come over here and let me give you a tongue kiss on your hot pocket. What? What? This track in general is like kind of out of nowhere, but like
Yeah,
in
this
particular,
this already starts off as like kind of rapey.
Oh, and
yeah.
it just goes.
It's a bad start to the track.
Yeah, that's not it's not the best start. You know, we have other lyrics from like LP here about put your fucking jazz hands back in your pants and get them shit sliced. Killer Mike says, "This is dope as that hard white you stuff in a crack pipe," which is not quite sexual. Oh, hold on. They suck the dick and squeeze on my belly like bagpipes. That's kind of sweet.
Like I do
guess.
think like I
Cinnamon roll.
genuinely like really like this song without Prince Paul's verse.
Yeah.
Like take
Yeah.
away Prince Paul from this entire song and it's genuinely a good song.
Well, let's talk about this bridge here. I must say you do look stunning. I mean, you're the kind of girl I can really see myself artificially inseminating.
I still
Oh,
like
I'm
kind of
sorry.
chuckle at that because like it's so
funny. Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's kind of funny. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being a little aggressive, right? Can we start from the beginning? My name is Chest Rockwell, right? And I love to make love to your booty. Hole. Bad boy. Apparently, Chest
What?
Rockwell is like a character from.
Oh, Boogie Nights.
Well, not a character from Boogie Nights, but like it's a reference to Boogie Nights, and is a character Prince Paul has played in a side project called the Handsome Boy Modeling School.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a character. So that's nice, I guess. That's not just
So can we assume that this entire thing was in character,
yeah. That's what I'm gonna assume.
and
just
maybe Prince
for my
Paul
own
isn't
sake.
actually this disgusting?
Yeah.
Oh no, I assumed that Prince
Give him
Paul
the
was not
benefit
that
of the
disgusting.
doubt.
Yeah.
Also, like
Shut-
Prince Paul is mostly a producer from what I've looked at.
Okay.
Prince Paul has a song on the SpongeBob soundtrack called
Okay.
Prince Paul's
Wait,
Bubble
wait,
Party.
like the movie?
Yes,
Oh shit.
called
That
Shall I-
soundtrack is insane.
It is wild.
I've got to watch that movie again, actually.
I'm gonna round this out with a quick read of the outro.
Oh man.
How you feeling now, sweetheart? A little more relaxed? Maybe it's that half a Molly I put in your Mountain Dew.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Works like a charm. Just chill out for a second. Relax. I got it under control. I got you a glass of Beef Eater. I got a brand new deck of Uno cards. Oh yeah, baby, the night's just getting started. Okay, how about I come over tonight and you pick me up in my brand new Segway? We can go over to Long John Silver's, get a fish platter. You can take me home and massage me with butter all on my neck. I love you. It's awful, but like I can't help but laugh at it, I think.
It's just so bizarrely awful.
Yeah,
like I don't.
yeah.
Like, what are all these references?
How did this
They're
happen?
just references. It's like Family Guy comedy.
Just throwing them in there, like.
Yeah.
But like, it's another kind of. It's the same boat, I think, as like Infamous Date Rape,
Yeah.
where like they're trying to like make light of this like very serious thing, and it kind of just doesn't sit well with me. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. I think this example is worse. Yeah. I'll talk a little bit about the other two features. I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
think-
go for it.
I think Big Boy kind of shockingly holds his own on his track, given that it's one of like the hardest tracks on the record, and he in his own stuff he tends towards like neo soul from the bit I've heard. I could be wrong, but like the either way his verse goes really hard and his lyrics suit the duo's style perfectly. And then yeah, I really like Until the Ribbon Breaks chorus on Job Well Done. I think it's like absolutely vital to that song working the way it does. The the contrast between Mike's grimy spitting verse and the really beautiful clean vocals is just awesome and feels like a really like enlightened choice. Um yeah, there's only 3 features. This is short. Let's talk about some songs. Tell me about the songs. What songs?
We we're talking like favorite tracks or
No,
like
just like mention a song you want to talk about. Give me a
mention a song.
song.
I did a nice little deep dive into the two that I thought were the most profound. Sea Legs and Christmas Fucking Miracle. But
Yeah.
I am very compelled by DDFH and like the themes that it is dealing with of you know, police brutality, drug abuse, mainly those two on that one. And I think that's interesting, and that's a theme that we see a lot in hip hop of using drugs as a way of coping and of staying numb, and in particular in this case of intentionally blinding yourself and keeping yourself ignorant to the things around you as a method of coping. Because sometimes the systems that we exist in are just like too big for any one person to dismantle themselves. So what is one to do but get high? Which is relatable, I suppose.
Do dope and get fucked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's my personal philosophy. Yeah.
Do dope, get fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, that song just has some of the best lyrics here, I think,
Yeah.
and another one of the best hooks as well. And I just love how they let that beat run off at the end.
Do dope, fun hook. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's one I really enjoyed. I would shout out. I think Banana Clipper is kind of a fun one.
Oh yeah, that one goes hard.
Yeah, I it took me some time to realize like what a banana clipper was referring to, which is the like magazine clip of like an
Oh,
automatic weapon.
is it because it's curved like shaped
Yeah.
like a banana?
Wait,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I thought that was just like common knowledge, honestly.
Well,
I'm
if
sorry,
it-
I don't know gun terminology.
Well, if it was called
Jeez.
banana clip, I'd probably have processed it sooner. But like clipper was like an odd one for me. Well, I guess a banana clipper would be a gun that has a banana clip, I suppose. I don't know. It just missed me.
I played a lot of like Modern Warfare growing up, so I guess that is
Yeah.
probably why.
Well, I played a lot of Black Ops because I was a cool kid.
Then you should have also
Whoa.
known it, dingus.
No,
I played a lot
zombies.
of Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Yeah, those are my shout outs.
Yeah. Peter,
yeah.
you got any
How about you?
shout outs?
Yeah, standout track for me was 36-inch Chain.
Yeah.
Which like right off the bat has that cool like whatever like like I said, kind of reminded me of like something off of Money Store almost. Kind of like reminiscent of like 8-bit video games.
It's quite money storian. I agree.
Yeah, Money Storian. Um, yeah, and it's got like a really common theme in hip hop about like where they grew up and streets of Brooklyn. But they also got that cool. They got these like these lines about like Che Guevara. They've got that ER, which turns into
Yeah.
Yeehaw that we talked about. Um, yeah, and then LP's verse kind of goes into a little bit about drug use, which is not like an uncommon theme, but they seem to talk about mushrooms quite a bit.
Yeah, psilocybin gets a few shout
Yeah,
outs on this album.
which is a welcome change from the usual like
Get that
weed and
representation, you know?
weed and crack. Yeah, I think it's yeah, mushrooms a much more wholesome uh drug in my book.
My book
Um,
as well.
this is one line I
I
found
don't have a
interesting.
book.
This one line: "Woke up in the city, air smelled like maple. If you come straight from New York, you relate." Which apparently was an actual thing in the late 2000s. That sometimes New York City would just smell like maple syrup.
Huh?
Pog.
And then the mystery was solved. It was because of fragrances and food additives used in a factory in New Jersey
What?
that would just float over to New York.
Huh?
Huh.
Yeah, I thought that was a strange
I
line.
like that.
I didn't know there were so many maple trees in like
No.
fucking New York City, and apparently
No.
not. It's because of a factory in New Jersey.
The maple syrup the States doesn't get from Canada. It grows in Vermont, I believe, for the most part. Like almost all of it.
I mean, Vermont's basically Canada, right?
I guess.
It's
You
like
can
it's like
have
right
them.
by, it's right by Sherbrooke.
Okay. See, I don't know that. I couldn't point to
Okay.
Vermont on a map for you.
It's like right by the border, like
Cool.
northeast ish.
Gotcha.
I don't know what Vermont is.
Um, what else we got? We talked about sea legs a little bit.
Yeah. That's like one of the most progressive beats here. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, super catchy chorus. Just one of the most constantly moving beats.
and I love the look the synth tones on that one too.
Yeah, the bam bam.
It almost yeah, it's like the synth is being the bass. Um,
You could say that it is a
which is
synth
fun.
bass.
You could, you might say that.
I might.
Yes. What was my other favorite one here? Um, Get It? Get It's pretty good.
Yeah. Get it. Such a banger.
Yeah, like honestly, like more than half of these beats are just like so infectious.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I kind of feel bad now that I kind of focus more on the beats than the lyrics, but they're just really, really good.
Yeah, I feel like I would still love this record if it was just beats. Like if it was just an instrumental album, I think I would still
I
love it.
mean, there is an instrumental version.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could listen to that if you wanted to.
I wouldn't want to, but if I only had that option, I would still love it.
And the closer, the
Oh
Christmas
right.
fucking miracle, which I'm gonna be adding to my list of unconventional Christmas songs.
Hell yeah.
What else is on that list?
What else is on that list? Christmas in L.A. by Wolfpack.
Mm.
That's a pretty good one. Christmas Unicorn by Sufjan Stevens. Pretty much anything off that Flaming Lips Christmas album that they released under a different name and pretended like they were an Iranian band for some reason.
Okay, but
All right.
what about Sympathy for the Grinch?
What about Sympathy for the Gunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Sympathy for the Grinch is good.
Wait, you don't like that?
I like it. I said it was good. It's not my favorite.
Is it because
Nathan,
my
what are your
cover blew
favorite
them out of the
tracks?
water?
Yeah, I liked your version better.
Nathan, you have genuinely covered a song that I prefer your version of before. We've talked about this.
That's true.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What other songs? Wait, we didn't talk about Job Well Done. I mean, we kind of did in the lyrics, but yeah, just like dirty as fuck. Um, the opener, I think, just like
Oh
the
yeah.
perfect intro to the band.
What's that one called?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Run the Jewels is the perfect intro to Run the Jewels.
What?
Interesting that you would say that.
Yeah, just like fast and technical spitting and like one of the dirtiest beats they ever did, I think. Just like that gross bass. I mean, I already talked about this beat in the beats section, but like, yeah, just really great. You talked about 36-inch chain. I also wanted to say that just like the way the two are bouncing off each other mid verse, because a lot of the time they'll each get a verse. I like how here they're
Yeah,
going
I think
back and
a
forth
few
mid.
of these tracks they have one of those like double features
Yeah,
where it's
they
like
join up on one verse and it's
both.
really
Yeah,
good.
both of them are the same verse.
Yeah, I think No Come Down is the smoothest track here. It's a little goofy, but they play it straight face, which is at least admirable. Mostly just like a fan of the beat here, but the lyrics are also some of the most memorable I found. Um,
Another Shrooms reference on this one.
oh, it's all shrooms. That whole track is shrooms. Um, yeah, and we already talked about Twin Hype. I think the
Yes,
LP
we
verse on
did.
Twin. I think the LP verse on Twin Hype goes really hard though. Yeah, we want to do some final thoughts.
Yeah.
You done thinking, Wyatt?
Yeah, I'm so tired of thinking. I hate this. Um, yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, but this is an actual album that I did write notes for, which is why I was so verbose, probably.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. I'm not verbose because I write notes. I am verbose because I'm
In spite
inspired.
of writing
And then
notes.
I get ideas and then I write them down, you know? It's a chicken and egg situation, but we have verifiable proof of which came first, you know. Anyway, off topic. Um so yeah, the first note that I have written here I think is the best way I could summarize my thoughts on this album, which is that this is an album about the necessary evils of survival under American capitalism and the fear and anger that guides a forced hand. And yeah, to that end, I think this album is a really wonderful encapsulation of those themes. And I like it a lot. It's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Peter.
Killer Mike maybe repeats some rhymes once or twice. He rhymes a word with itself, and that's
Yeah.
kind of cheating.
Yeah, I forget
Forgot
which
to
one
mention
was
that
I thinking.
earlier.
Which
I
one
mean,
was I?
It
Sometimes
happens a
you
few
gotta
times.
do it.
It's okay. I'll let it pass this time, but
So Killer Mike the better poet, but LP the better rhymer.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a fantastic debut.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think its influence can be heard in other um hip hop from last decade. Uh, Looking forward to covering the other three records. Um, I'm kind of ashamed it took me so long to get around to this one. I've seen these hands in many different configurations and color schemes, and I was aware of its existence, and for some reason thought it was more um gangster rap than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
But like
I even
sonically,
like
yeah,
tried to talk you into this. Like even when we first like the one of the first conversations I think you and I had was me trying to get you to listen to Run the Jewels.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, but I saved it. I've saved it for this discography.
Well.
Um, but yeah, production-wise, this thing's like really, really good. It goes hard and like what did I compare it to earlier? like some of the heavier Brockhampton stuff, like Iridescent maybe, or like Bus Driver. Even like the more experimental parts are almost Bus Driver esque. Which is all stuff that
Don't it feel good to drive a bus?
I really love. It do. Um, yeah, and if Nathan is correct and they just keep getting better, then I'm ready. Let's go.
This is pretty
Yeah.
pog. Those are my final thoughts. This is pretty pog.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this just goes hard. Yeah, like I said, having heard two of the three albums we have left, I think this is my least favorite of those, but it's still like awesome. Just like really good shit. And yeah, basically everything that both of you said pertains to me as well.
Yeah.
Why? Give me 5 and then a score.
You know what? This is a podcast first. I picked my 5 in advance.
Oh shit!
I think I have never even done that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, podcast first, not just for me, but for the podcast as a whole. That's
No,
crazy.
I didn't do that. Oh wait, yes. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, a first for me. You ready? Should I do? I'm gonna do descending or ascending order. So 5 to 1.
Sure.
Let's do it. All right. 36-inch chain, number 5. Number 4, get it. Number 3, DDFH. Number 2, Sea Legs. Number 1, A Christmas Fucking Miracle.
Oh, okay, true.
Yeah.
And
True.
And a score. This is a strong 9.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
Peter.
Okay, we're doing 5 to 1. This is new
We don't
for me.
have to.
I'm kind of confused. I'm all jumbled up here.
We broke Peter.
Okay, yeah. 5 to 1, I guess. This is the new normal. I've got a lot of the same tracks actually.
Nice.
Sea Legs, Get It, DDFH, Run the Jewels by Run the Jewels.
Off
From Run the Jewels.
From Run the Jewels. A Christmas Fucking Miracle. And then number 1 is 36-inch chain.
All right.
Hell yeah. And
Oh yeah, I gotta rate it. I'm feeling a light 8.
all right. I would say my 5 if we're going in ascending order. Oh, this is rough because I will have like a standout favorite and then like a couple that are fighting for the number 5 spot.
And like as you list them, you'll decide on the spot.
Exactly.
I usually do that too.
Okay, fuck you, Wyatt. I'm doing it from best down.
Fine.
Oh, but can I even do that?
Sure you can.
All right. Oof. Get it. But 36-inch chain. DDFH. Oh, this is hard. Run the Jewels by Run the Jewels off Run the Jewels' hit album Run the Jewels.
I thought you said 2 was the hit album.
God, I hate this. Sea Legs. That last one was
Fair,
between Sea
fair.
Legs and Christmas Fucking Miracle. It was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
tough.
That was my toss-up, too, for the number 1 spot.
Yeah, and a strong 8.
Oh,
We did it.
okay.
We did it.
Wait. Did White Alls give it an 8?
No,
I
why
gave
give it a
strong
9?
Oh, you
Yeah.
gave it a 9.
So we're still standard
Damn,
deviation,
okay.
yeah.
All right, well, that's it for this album. Next episode, we have the next 3 episodes. Next 4, maybe? We have a lot of episodes planned in advance.
Wait, are we doing a metal one or we did a randomizer?
Randomizer was next, so we are doing Schlagenheim by Black Midi.
Oh yeah, fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
I've got that on vinyl actually.
Oh, I want it.
It's so good.
So that's that, and then after that, we're doing Run the Jewels 2. Believe it or not.
Wow.
No, we'll do them in the we'll do the machete cut of
Yeah.
Run the Jewels albums.
1, 3, 4, 2,
Yeah, exactly.
which according to Rate Your Music is in ascending order of quality.
Huh. You know, maybe there's some truth to that.
Apparently the worst one is Meow the Jewels, which I'm really sad about.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
actually gonna listen to that after 2, I think.
Do it. All right. That is something I can't say.
Oh.
What?
Why
It's a
at?
podcast.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Game
Goodbye.
over.
See ya.
Goodbye to Run the Jewels. And whoever's listening. Poof.